Thank you. So as said, my name's Ben Hosken. I'm the founder of Flink Labs. We're a small data visualization studio based here in Melbourne. And I'm going to be giving a talk tonight covering a bit of MySchool, but also talking about some of the aspects that are missing of that, specifically around data visualization. What it is, why we're seeing it now, and some of the problems that we start to encounter. So data visualization lives at the intersection of design, maths, computer science. And it's really the process of taking complex multivariate data sets and trying to represent those in a visual way so that we can better understand them. So it's in some ways we can use data visualization to both explore particular data sets, so whether that's self-exploration to try and find patterns in the data, and we can also use it to engage and communicate with our audience about that data and the topic they're interested in. And so it's really about storytelling, if you like. There's a narrative here. And like all good stories, you can end up, or good storytellers, they can end up telling good stories, but they can also end up telling really bad stories. And it can also be used as propaganda. And so while it's a very powerful medium that we're creating here, and it's fairly new and it's very strong to be able to represent ideas, and if we're not careful about it, it can be used to distort and misrepresent. So why are we seeing it now? Well, we're seeing so much uptake because, frankly, we're hardwired for it. A large part of our brain, the visual cortex, is made to process visual images. Our memory can recall 6 times as well with visual images as with other data. We're seeing a massive growth in data from services such as social networks, governments, corporations, and non-government enterprises. And the existing tools we've got, such as spreadsheets, don't cater for this anymore. We're seeing a massive growth in the power of we've got available to us. Ubiquitous iPhone that we've got in our hands, upcoming iPod, and the laptops we use on a day-to-day basis all provide the opportunity or open up the opportunity for really rich data visualization opportunities. And finally, expectations are changing. You know, talking to an audience here, most who would have seen and be able to be familiar with a screen like this, frankly, I have no idea what's going on here. But, World of Warcraft and those rich experiences are now creating a sense of community that's saying, I now want that in my day-to-day life at work. So the best types of data visualizations give you a story, guide you through a story, but also enable you to interact with that story and create your own narrative around the data. But of course, there are, like everything, there are always problems. And so a few of the problems are that you can have problems with the data itself, with the way it's interpreted, the way it's represented, and of course the way it's visualized. And some of those can be honest mistakes, but often they're used to misrepresent and distort. One of the common problems you might find is it's not just about averages. Focusing on an individual measure, such as an average, you'll end up missing out on the interesting outlying stories and the emerging trends. And so you've got to think about the goal of the visualization and what it's trying to tell us. This is the worst kind of visualization. This is something off Fox News in America. And for starters, a 3D pie chart just doesn't work. But this one, the raw values just don't even add up. This is another case where Senator Fielding's shown data out of context. He's taken 10 years of climate change data to bolster his point of view. And by taking it out of context, he's both distorted and misrepresented in what is primarily a piece of propaganda. Now, MySchool. MySchool was launched about 2 months ago by the federal government as a website for parents of school-aged children to be able to go and look at how their school's performing on a test that's given once every 2 years, takes 2 hours on one day, so you'd hate to have a bad day, and represent that for people to be able to see how their schools are performing. Websites, it's great to get it out there, but the fact is that it has no way of comparing to local schools. You can't see what different important metrics are, and you end up being able to have lots of data but no insights. And so the creators and the audience all have responsibilities. The creators have a responsibility to not distort and to tell the truth. They have a responsibility to make sure the numbers add up, that they don't distort the data and that they don't quote out of context. And we all, as we start to see these more, have obligations as consumers, or rights and things with responsibilities, to think critically about these visualizations. This is a new media where we're starting to see, just like any other media, the ability to pervert and influence inappropriately. But data visualization is really good at engaging with your audience. You're going to see more of it. It's important that we foster this as an understanding around data visualization so that we have critical engagement. So as we all start to seek and engage with our audiences in new and meaningful ways, data visualization can help you move beyond the faceless data and rows and columns in spreadsheets, and really provide a way for you to engage and explore your own data sets. Thank you.